Hello, boys and girls. My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night Remastered. In the last episode, the unthinkable happened. We defeated Berserker. The scariest and monstrous of them all has been defeated. He's dead. He is gone. Illya is now out of the fight. That's 2 down. Technically 3, because apparently Archer is also out. Rin is technically out of the game, with Archer having been killed by Berserker. And the fight against Berserker was truly an interesting one. Berserker having been killed 6 times by Archer, and then a 7th by Rin herself. The plan worked out, but we didn't know that he had, 5 more lives. But we were able to finish him off. Shirou was able to use projection magecraft, and that worked. That worked really damn well. It worked to such a degree. Even so, the warnings were there that Shirou would not be able to improve in any of this. Maybe do some strengthening, but he would not be able to succeed in going any further with magecraft. And yet he does the impossible, the unthinkable. And he takes down Berserker with the help of Saber. What a fight. What a showdown, honestly. So it is a new day, or maybe it's the same day, just maybe, we're back home a little later in the day, I don't know. I wake up. We escaped Ilya's forest and returned home yesterday afternoon. Well, there we have it. Tosuka went back to her room, complaining her stomach hurt, and my headache wasn't getting any better, so we all decided to just go to sleep. It must have been the extra weight I was lugging around. As soon as I got into bed, I couldn't get back up. Saber was the only one who seemed fine, and Tosuka and I left her to guard the house, the house while we slept, and then... Yeah, I genuinely hate headaches. They are the worst, honestly. I mean, there's probably worse things, but headaches, you just feel so freaking useless sometimes. Depends on the severity. I'm relieved. The whole thing with Berserker, the headache I got after copying Saber's sword, was unreal. If it had kept up, my head might well have just split down the middle. Then I notice. Oh, Saber's here. Saber is sitting on the floor right next to my bed. Yeah, we had some dreams too. Saber gets up and heads silently out of my room. Yeah, what was that about? And why wasn't that voiced? I don't know why Saber's acting strange. I'm really not sure, but... I mean, some things changed between the two of them at some point. They definitely are a lot closer after, these events. The moment I have that thought, the scene from last night comes back to me. I shake my head to rid myself of these impure thoughts. That night, my contact with Saber was entirely about my duty as a master. If I don't rationalize it like that, I'll never be able to look at Saber again. No, I was actually just tired yesterday, but I still need to act normal. Besides, Saber wouldn't like me acting like this. I take a deep breath and get changed. It's 9 in the morning. Saber hasn't eaten since lunch yesterday, so she must be hungry. Wait, servants don't necessarily need to eat, do they? I don't remember. I think they do. I mean, I'm gonna argue yes. 9 is so late, it's practically not even morning anymore. As hungry as Saber must be, I should probably make a hearty breakfast.
シロ、今朝は私とあなただけですが、 凛を起こさなくていいのですか?
I mean, I don't
みん
think
なま
we
だ寝てる
should.
んだろ。昨日が昨日だし、無理に起こすこともない。飯は作っておけば勝手に食べるだろうし。
そうですか。それでは早めに支度をしてもらえると助かります。もうこんな時間になってしまいましたから。
分かってる。体の調子もいいし、食べ終わったら道場に行こ
う。道場に行くとは、まだ私と剣の鍛錬を続けるのですか?
Well, yeah, what else are we gonna do at the dojo?
なんで？日課じゃないか、あれ。どうしたセイバー？なんか変なこと言ったか？
あ、いえ。もう鍛錬はしないのだろうと勝手に思い込んでいました。
Why wouldn't we be?
バーサーカーが倒れた今、シロウがそこまで必死になる理由はなくなったのではないかと。
そっか。言われて
I
み
mean,
れば
there's still threats
そうかもしれ
afoot.
ない。
The common enemy we all share in Berserker is gone now. We teamed up to take on an enemy far stronger than us. And that's also why I trained so furiously in such a short period of time.
でも鍛錬は続けるぞ。俺はまだ半人前だし、セイバーは剣を持つと本音を出すからな。その方が俺も話してて楽だ。
Well, I say easy, but what I mean is that I kind of enjoy it.
はあ。道場での私は本音を出しているのでしょうか？
出してるよ。少なくとも気兼ねはしてないだろう。俺もその方が楽だし、セイバーも肩の力が抜けていいんじゃないか？ともかく午前中はセイバーと剣を合わせるのが日課なんだ。
I take the ground beef and pork, green onions, mushrooms, onions, and eggs out of the refrigerator and head to the kitchen. All I need is panko, sake, and cooking oil.
はあ、そういうことでしたら、私も反論はありませんが。
Saber mumbles quietly to herself in the living room while I work. I can't quite hear what she's saying from the kitchen. Nothing important, I'm sure. Now, there has been a change in Saber specifically. Like, I've brought it up now multiple times, but the relationship between the two has changed, yes, but there's something about Saber as well. And I think ever since we did the training, and then right after that with the big fight up against Ryder, right after that, probably because Saber was so near death, maybe that is where the change occurred? Maybe? I don't know. I mix onions, panko, sake, eggs, salt with 400 grams of ground beef and pork and knead it all together. I've decided to be bold today, so I'm making stewed Japanese-style Hamburg steak for breakfast.
リン、目が覚めたのですか?
Saber's voice drifts out from the living room.
父さか?
I glance back over my shoulder as I cook. Oh yeah, oh.
おはよう。ごめん、牛乳飲ませて、シロ。
Tosaka comes in looking grumpy and grabs a carton of milk from the fridge.
寝すぎて頭痛い。あれ？何？朝から凝ってるじゃない。
Where'd that grumpy face she'd been making a second ago go? Her eyes are practically sparkling now.
へえ、美味しそう。ちょうどお腹も減ってたし、助かったわ。
Is that so? Well, she's the one who gets to enjoy herself here, not me. Reminds me of what my old man used to say. Someone gains, someone else loses.
前から思ってたんだが、お前割と目ざといよな。
Going back to that headache that she brought up because she slept too much or whatever, or maybe just her head hurting. I hate that. Again, going back to the idea of a headache, those do suck. And when you get one from just lying around too much or sleeping too much, it is just terrible. You can't win.
あら、人並みに目端が利くだけよ。それじゃあ、私の分もよろしくね。
She waves as she heads back to the living room. With a glass of milk in one hand, Tosaka plops down at the table. Seriously, I don't know where she gets off acting like king of the castle here in my house.
だらけていますね、リン。
Yeah, way to go, Saber. She's saying everything I wish I could. However, Tosuka dismisses Saber's criticism nonchalantly by just agreeing with her.
そりゃだらけもするわよ。バーサーカーがいなくなった今、あとはキャスターとランサーとアサシンでしょ。バーサーカーに比べたら大した敵じゃないし、今のセーバーなら余裕で撃退できるじゃない。
I mean, Lancer puts up a fight. Assassin's a fucking badass. So, who really knows there? They could actually be pretty, evenly matched in some sort of wacky-ass way. They could. I have no idea. Caster is the biggest mystery, honestly. Caster really is. I mean, we saw a glimpse of Caster by me stupidly going towards, a bad ending. I think that was the first bad ending that I got. And I don't know what to think there. I don't know how we could really approach that.
それはわかりません。ランサーもアサシンも一筋縄で行く相手ではない。キャスターに至ってはまだ出会ってもいないではないですか。
謙遜謙遜。アーサー王の手にかかっちゃ、そんじょそこらの英霊なんて十羽一からげでしょ。
Yeah, let's shout that out loud.
今までは魔力不足で嘆いてたけど、
Great idea.
それも解決したし、今のセイバーに対抗できるサーバントなんて一人もいないわ。
Saber narrows her eyes at Tosuka. I have the same reaction. We shouldn't let what Tosuka said there just go by.
トサカ、お前セイバーが誰かって気づいてたのか。
うすうすね。確信が持てたのは昨日よ。あれだけの聖剣を扱える英雄なんて一人しかいないもの。まあ伝説のアーサー王が女の子っていうのには驚いたけど、目の前にいるんじゃ信じるしかないじゃない。
Hey, works for me, I guess.
それに伝説なんて都合よく改ざんされたものでしょ。セイバーが隠したのか周囲が隠したのか知らないけど、確かに中世の王様が女の子ってのは都合が悪いものね。そりゃ誰が何と言おうと男として扱うわよ。
Tosuka's tone remains the same. Saber at least doesn't seem to mind. If anything, she seems to agree with Tosuka. She certainly doesn't seem about to argue. She's basically acknowledged the fact. A hero with a connection to the sword is selected to be the Saber's servant. And based on that alone, she would absolutely make for the best Saber. The heroic symbol of Britain. The wielder of a sacred sword, so famous she's even known in this faraway land. But then, what of it? A legend of King Arthur ends with the king's death. Even heroes are still human. Their stories usually end in death, but no hero dies a proper death. King Arthur was no exception. If I remember correctly, King Arthur died in battle at the Great Battle of Camlan. After unifying Britain and supposedly having no more foreign enemies to defeat, King Arthur was drawn into conflict with an unexpected enemy in the end. It was the treachery of her own army, the knights she vowed to protect and fought alongside for so long, that led to King Arthur's death. King Arthur defeated the army's leader but took a fatal wound in the battle, and so entrusted her only surviving knight, Bedivere, I probably pronounced that wrong, with the task of returning the sacred sword to where it belonged. Travel across this bloody battlefield and over the hill. You will find a deep lake, throw the sword into that lake. But Bedivere did not fulfill that final duty. Fearing the implications of losing the sword, Bedivere falsely reported not once but twice that he had thrown it into the lake. Each time, King Arthur once more ordered Bedivere to throw the sword away. Finally, on his third attempt, Bedivere was able to fulfill his king's wishes. It is said that King Arthur died after making certain the sword had been returned.
それよりシロ、あんたこれからどうする気よ。
I don't know, chill vibe. Tosuka suddenly turns to glare at me.
どうするって何をだよ。
だから和室で寝てる物騒な子供のことよ。
Oh yeah, I sort of assumed that she was here based on the language that Shirou was using earlier by referring to everyone and not just Rin herself.
放っておけって言ったのに、ここまで連れてきたのはあんたじゃない。
それについては私も言いたい。バーサーカーを失ったとはいえ、イリアスフィールは危険なマスターだ。それを保護するなど、シロはどうかしています。
I mean, there's some things to learn. I mean, she's not an ordinary person, that is for sure. I've brought it up multiple times now, but no, she's got something to her. The two glare at me as one. That's right. And the moment Berserker disappeared, Illya fainted. She showed no sign of waking up, and I couldn't just leave her, so I brought her back home. Of course, Tosaka and Saber objected, so I carried her myself. A master who loses their servant either flees before another master kills them, or is protected by the church. Tosaka said that we should let Kotomine take care of her, but I don't think that priest would take very good care of Illya, so I'm having her stay in one of our spare rooms.
シロ、あなたの考えは立派ですが、イリアスフィールに関わるのは危険です。今ならまだ間に合う。早々に教会に預けるか、その令状を剥奪するべきだ。
Wait, I thought if the servant dies, the command spells just go away. Isn't that what happened to Shinji? Saber's serious. Changing her mind won't be easy.
なんだよ。だってほっとくわけにはいかないだろう。イリアはまだ子供なんだし、様子もおかしかった。琴峰に預けるのはなんかかわいそうだし。
かわいそう？あんたね、あの子にあんな目に遭わされてまだそんな寝ぼけたこと言うわけ？
同感です。シローはイリアスフィールに感情移入しすぎています。彼女は何度もシローを殺そうとしたではないですか。
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's like 2 bad endings that involve her. Well, 2 bad endings that I got. The 2 are more united than ever, but I need to stand my ground.
確かにイリアは敵だった。けど、あいつに邪気はなかった。ちゃんと言いつけてやる奴がいれば、イリアはもうあんなことはしない。それに、一番初めに言ったはずだ。俺はマスターを殺すために戦うんじゃない。戦いを終わらせるために戦うだけだって。
それは分かってはいますが。
Saber's tone softens, though she's clearly not convinced. But...
そう。それじゃあイリアスフィールのしたことを全部許すっていうの？言っとくけど、あの子は私たち以外のマスターも襲っている。もしかしたらもう何人かマスターを殺しているかもしれない。それでもあなたは助けてやるっていうのね。
それは。
Yeah. Illya admitted that she killed Shinji after I let him go. Wait. Did she? I don't remember. God damn it. Of course, I take like a month, almost 2 months away from all this, and I forget the core details. Did she did say that, yeah. At the park. I feel like. Or no, when we were interrogated in her room? I don't remember. I mean, I'm gonna have to take their word for it, but I guess I completely forgot about all that. I guess Shinji is just dead now? He's just not in the picture anymore? That's a little disappointing. I want somebody to make fun of. Shinji used Rider to try to kill everyone at school. If that's what he did as a master, I suppose his death was inevitable. But Shinji was a friend of mine for years. And thinking of Sakura, I can't just write off what Illya did.
けど、それじゃ終わりがないだろ。イリアがマスターで亡くなって、自分のしたことを悔やめるようになるのなら、俺は助けるべきだと思う。
そうね。それは正しい。けどシロー、私はアーチャーのことを帳消しにする気はないの。私のアーチャーはあいつに殺されたんだから。
We're at an impasse here. We all freeze, staring at each other. But then... Oh, there she is.
何よ。サーバントなんて最後にはみんな消えちゃうじゃない。そんなこと気にしてるなんて、マスター失格ね。
Oh, she's wide awake and right back to it. The very girl under discussion appears.
イリアスフィール。
待ちなさい。あなたたちに用はないわ。戦う気もないから、そんなに生きり立たないでくれない？ほんと、同じレディーとして恥ずかしいわ。私よりずっと年上なのに、たしなみってものがないんだから。
I don't really think that's the issue here. Illya shrugs, looking disgusted.
なんですって？
Saber and Tosaka are once again in sync. A whole new kind of intensity comes over them. They're a scary duo.
まあそれも怒らないであげる。
But scary in a good way, in
今は
my
あなたたちに
opinion.
構ってる場合じゃないもの。
Illya turns from them to face me.
エリア。
礼を言います。セイバーのマスター。敵であった我が身まで気遣うその心遣い。心より感謝いたしますわ。
Huh?
あ
Yeah,
Huh?
that's exactly what I'm saying. Shit. I stare at Illya in disbelief. So sudden is this that even Saber goes quiet. Tosaka just keeps drinking her milk, giving Illya the stink eye. And then, Illya smiles that familiar smile of hers.
なんてね。やっぱりシロはお兄ちゃんだ。
Yeah, not really sure about all that, but she launches herself right at me and hugs me around the neck.
何者？
Tosaka spits out her milk. What the? I can almost hear the vein popping in Saber's forehead.
離れなさい、この無礼者。
Saber rushes toward me. Illya twists around, swinging to my back.
無礼者はどっちよ。サーバントのくせに私に意見しようなんて100年早いわ。
あなたに従う義務もなければ意思もありません。減らず口を言う暇があるなら今すぐ城から離れなさい。
そんなの聞かないよーだ。ねえシロ、昨日みたいにしよう。あれ、本部って言うんだよね。
That was less, playing a game or enjoying ourselves and more so trying to carry you back home because you were passed out. Supposedly. Illya spins around me. We really went from, the most serious shit in the story to some pretty unserious stuff here. Seemingly. Saber hurries after her, trying to catch her. We okay here? This is bad. What specifically is bad? Well, it's just bad. The two can't stop glaring at each other. It must be because Tosaka is just watching from afar, but she just wipes the milk off her mouth as if nothing is happening and says,
どうでもいいんだけどね、二人とも。そのままだとそいつ死ぬわよ。え？
The two peer curiously at me. Yeah, wait, what is going on? It's pretty clear. My neck's getting wrenched around. Oh yeah, okay, so she's still just swinging around his goddamn neck. I now face the greatest danger of my life. Be careful with the neck, guys. I'm sure you guys have heard, don't pop that stuff either. I always pop my neck, though. Okay, let's review the current situation. The Hamburg steak that I've been working so hard on is packed away in the freezer. First, there's Tosaka. Well, she's being relatively quiet. She seems to be keeping a straight face, and it looks like she's just going to watch things play out. But who can say what she might be thinking to herself?
何？シロ。
Illya's sitting next to me, and for some reason she looks like she's in a good mood. She's looking curiously around the living room, but it doesn't look like Saber or Tosaka are much concern to her. Whatever either of them might say is likely to go in one ear and out the other. And then there's the one I'm most concerned about. Saber. Well, she's glaring anxiously at both me and Illya. I think there was a missing L in that, but she's not usually so fidgety and restless. It feels like I'm resting on a bed of nails, so I can't leave things like this. I don't know what is going to come of this, but I have to do something about the situation.
話をつけよう。いつまでもこうしてちゃ昼になっちまう。
そうね。結論は決まっているし、問題は早めに片付けた方がいいわ。 そうでしょセイバー。
そうですね。私とリンの意見は同じですから、あとはシローに納得してもらうだけですが。
Saber is really digging her heels in.
ねえシロー、リンとセイバーは何を話したがってるの？
Oh, they want to vote you off the island.
いや、イリアをどうするかっていう話なんだが、イリアはサーバントを亡くしただろ。
そんなの決まってるでしょ。教会に保護させるか森の城に追い返すのよ。どちらにしたってここにいさせる選択肢はないからね。シローもそう思ってるの？
Illya looks at me, her face emotionless. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Ah, shit. Damn it. Okay. I was very worried for this to actually be a choice. So, there's not even a choice for her to, like, you know, to kick her back home. To go back to her forest. The thing is that my curiosity with this character is extremely high. You know? I feel like there's something to it. There's some sort of connection between her and Shirou. I feel like there's been enough hints of that. That or I'm really reading too deep into it, and I just have no idea what the fuck is going on. Either way, I think there's something to learn of her. If we just take her to the church, we won't learn anything further, I feel. So I'm inclined to shelter her for the sake of my curiosity, but I feel like the better choice is to just take her to the church. Curiosity wins again. Kiritsugu always told me to protect girls, and I don't like seeing kids suffer.
いや、俺はイリアはここにいるべきだと思う。聖杯戦争は終わってないんだ。残りのマスターと決着がつくまで、イリアはうちでかくまいたい。
シローがそう言うんなら私もここにいてあげるね。
イリア、苦しいって。
I intend to pry Illya from me, but before I get a chance, Saber steps over and does it for me.
何よ、さっきから邪魔ばっかりして。あなた、私に恨みでもあるの？
Yeah, she probably does.
当然でしょう。その身がシローに何をしたか私は忘れることなどない。シローもシローです。イリアスフィールをかくまうなど百害あって一理なしとわからないのですか？
I mean, I'm fully aware of it.
イリアにはもうサーバントはいないんだから危険ってことはないだろう。マスターじゃなくなったんだから。
No, I think she's still dangerous.
それより下手に放り出して襲われたらどうするんだ。イリアの命だって危ないし、他のマスターに力をつけさせることになるぞ。
それはそうですが、しかし。
Saber hesitates. No matter what she says, Saber understands that another master might attack Illya if we leave her alone.
じゃあ次はこっちの番ね。セイバーを陥落したところ悪いけど、私はまだ説得されてないわ。
Understandable.
いいシロー。そいつはまだマスターなのよ。サーバントを失っても、霊樹がある限り、マスターはマスターだって教えたでしょ？
She says that. Well, Tosaka just butts in while she sips her tea.
ね、おい、それどういう意味だよ、トサカ。
だから、霊樹さえ残っていれば、サーバントとは何人でも契約できるのよ。主のいないはぐれサーバントがいて、かつマスターにそのはぐれサーバントを許容できるキャパシティさえあれば、何人とだって契約はできるわ。
So we absolutely need to have her actually, like, get rid of her command spells. She has to forfeit them over.
なんだよそれ。じゃあ優れたマスターなら何人でもサーバントと契約できるってことか。
何人でもってわけじゃないわ。聖杯の力で呼び出せる英霊は7人が限度だから、最大でも7人ね。もっともどんなに優れた魔術師だって複数のサーバントを具現化させる魔力なんてないわ。あるとしても、その場合は10の魔力を5に分けて2人のサーバントを刺激することになる。そうなるとサーバントの能力は下がるから、 複数のサーバントと契約する旨味はないけどね。
I see. So if I formed a contract with Saber and Berserker, they would have to split my magical energy between them to maintain their existence, which would drastically weaken both of them. That means it would make more sense to keep to just one servant and supply them with magical energy.
そういえば前に言ってたっけ、サーバントってマスターを変えられるって。
あら、珍しく勘がいいじゃない。
Ah, come on, he
シ
can
ロ
be a
ーの
little
言う通
bright.
り、サーバントがマスターを変えるっていうのはそういうことよ。マスターを失ったサーバントは消えるまでいくらか猶予がある。で、その間に他にサーバントを欲しがっているマスターを探して契約すれば元通りってわけ。
だからリンに気を許しちゃダメよ、シロー。そいつだってまだマスターなんだから。シローを殺してセイバーを奪うかもしれないし、まだ生きてるサーバントと再契約するかもしれないわ。
Now, it might be my bias talking, which it is, but I'm not really worried about Reen here.
そう。それはあんたにそっくりお返しするわ、イリア。
そんなことないもん。私、他のサーバントとなんて組まない。イリアのサーバントはずっとバーサーカーだけなんだから。
Then forfeit your command spells or whatever. You know, prove it to us. I don't know what kind of relationship Illya and Berserker had, but I do know that servant was special to her. That is a surprise, but at the same time, it makes me happy. I'm happy to know that despite the fact that as a master, Illya was relentless and she still cherished her partner.
あ、でもシローが負けちゃったらセイバーは私がもらうわ。私はシロー以外のマスターが勝つのは認めない。でももしシローが負けちゃったら私が代わりに勝ってあげるんだから。
What the fuck? Illya says that proudly, just as she was starting to impress Saber and Tosaka.
バカなことは言わないでほしい。私はシローのサーバントです。あなたのサーバントになるつもりはありません。
へえ、別にそれでも構わないわ。私はシローに勝ってもらえればそれでいい。私が勝つのもセイバーがシローを守ってくれるのもどうせ最後は同じだもの。
Huh? What a weird thing to say. Actually, if she wants me to win, why would she think like that anyway? And then, Tosaka must have found it strange too. She starts to think.
私は構います。ともかく私は認めません。リン、あなたからもシローに忠告してください。
ごめんなさい。聞いてなかったわ。もう一度言って、セイバー。
ですから、イリアスフィールをここにかくまうのは反対だということです。
ああ、それ？いいんじゃない？別にかくまうぐらいなら。
Okay, well, what's with the change of the idea here? Saber freezes. I had advocated for this, and even I'm surprised. I don't blame the opposing Saber for being frozen in shock.
リン、あなた、正気ですか？
Yes, probably.
ええ、冷静に考えてみればリスクはどっちも同じなのよ。イリアを一人にするのもここでかくまうのも教会に預けるのも変わらない。
Yeah, at the end of the day, she's still an active master.
いえ、むしろイリア目当てでマスターが来てくれた方が助かるわ。今のセーバーなら他のサーバントが束になっても負けっこない。聖杯戦争を終わらせるならその方が手っ取り早いし、それはあなただって望むところでしょ、セイバー。ま、あなたが他のサーバントに負けるって言うんなら話は変わるけど。
まさか、今の私がどのような状態か、リンなら分かっているでしょ。
でしょ？ならイリアをかくまうのも問題ない。それに気になることもある。シローの選択はもしかしたらとんでもない妙手だったのかもしれないわ。
Did we accidentally make the right choice again? Tosaka goes quiet. And she must have convinced Saber, who reluctantly takes a step back from Illya. What a strange character. But again, the idea here is to learn more about her, because there's definitely more to learn about her. We finish breakfast and then move to the dojo. Tosuka goes back to her own room while Saber follows me. As for Illya,
ねえ、本当に剣の鍛錬なんかするの？
she follows me to the dojo, like we're joined at the hip. It's not like she has anything better to do.
今日はシロと遊べると思って楽しみにしてたんだよ。なのにセイバーなんて邪魔者はいるし、ここ寒いし、つまんないよ。
Well, I'm not surprised Illya thinks this is boring. Watching someone train isn't what I would call exciting.
ねえ、今に戻ろう。強くなりたいなら、私がシロの力になってあげる。
No, no. Illya takes one of my hands in both of hers and tries to tug me away from the dojo. But at least in this, I can't indulge Illya.
いや、ダメだ、イリア。剣の鍛錬は日課だからきちんとこなす。俺は魔術師として未熟なんだから、少しぐらいは戦えるようになっていないと。それに、鍛えておけば、イリアを守れるだろ。イリアをうちにかくまうって決めたのは俺なんだから、これぐらいはしないと締まらない。
うん、それはそうかも。
Yeah, you don't sound entirely convinced there.
けど私、シロに守られなくてもいいんだけどな。シロはお兄ちゃんなんだから、一緒にいてくれるだけでいいんだもん。
And it seems I failed to convince her. Illya tugs more aggressively at my hand. Saber watches silently all the while. Her eyes burn into the pair of us. She must still not approve of Illya being here, and is being more than a little cold toward her. And then our eyes meet. Good timing. I'll ask for Saber's opinion.
だからダメだって。セイバー、お前からも言ってくれ。
私に言うべきことなどありません。イリアスフィールを連れてきたのはシローです。彼女に言い聞かせるのはシローの役割で、私の責務には含まれていませんから。
Honestly, I have to agree with her. I don't know why, but I guess she's really ticked now.
なんだ、セイバーもよくわかってるじゃない。剣の鍛錬なんてしなくていいのよ。残ってるのは雑魚ばっかりなんだから、そんなの必要ないもの。ねえシロ、他のマスターなんてセイバーに任せて、私たちは外で遊ぼう。
I lose my balance and feel myself being tugged toward the dojo's exit.
ダメだ、話せイリア。こればっかりはわがまま言っても聞かないぞ。剣の鍛錬は休まないし、これからもずっと続ける。
I mean, there's always afterwards.
そりゃイリアにはつまらないだろうけど、俺はこれが好きなんだ。文句があるなら今の方で休んでいてくれ。
I shake her off violently. She obviously didn't expect me to fling her away like that. Illya backs off, surprised, and then looks at me nervously. Crap. I should have been nicer about it.
すまんイリア、今のは乱暴すぎた。けど剣の鍛錬はやめられない。しばらく一人にして悪いんだが、今で。
Yeah, you can be all angry and all that, just... It is what it is. Illya sulks away toward the entrance, but stops by the wall. Huh.
いいわ。ならここで見てる。
Yeah, you do that.
それなら文句ないでしょ。
Illya suddenly roars in defiance. She glares our way, pitching a small tantrum.
いや、それは構わないけど、ここ寒いぞ。今だったらお茶もあるし、お茶受けも完備してるんだが。
私がいいって言ってるんだからいいの。なんだ、シロとセイバーを二人きりになんてさせないんだから。
Illya huffs and turns her nose up.
まあいいけど。飽きたら今に戻ってても構わないから。
At least things have settled down. I take the two shinai leaning against the wall and turn to face Saber.
じゃあ始めよう。3日ぶりだからどうも勘が鈍ってそうだけどな。セイバー、どうした？ぼーっとしちまって。
いえ、別にそういうことではないのですが。
She really does have her moments sometimes. Probably a lot on her mind with, what really did occur in these past few days. Saber turns away from Illya, furiously shaking her head, and obviously, this.
体は万全なんだな。なら始めるぞ。ほら、しない。
いえ、投げていただければ結構です。あまり不用意に近づかれては困ります。
だからそうだって。何言ってんだ、セイバー。
A little confused, I toss the shinai to her. Besides, I've never once landed a strike on Saber. I've never even gotten close to being within striking range of her, so Saber telling me not to come close seems odd. Yeah, she's got something going on for sure. Saber takes the shinai I toss her a bit awkwardly, and then lets out an audible sigh.
それでは始めましょう。今までとは勝手が違いますが、平静を保つようにしろ。
Yeah, we could say the same to you. Saber glances at Illya as she speaks.
大丈夫だ。誰が見ていようと始まれば気にならない。
I grip my shinai and focus on Saber. She stands in front of me, shinai in hand. Now my attention is fixed only on her. Well, how will it go this time? We spend 2 hours training and then go on break as usual.
改めて実感した。やっぱりセイバー。
I nod approvingly and gulp some water from the kettle I brought along. I quench my thirst and wipe the sweat from my neck with a towel, which helps me to finally relax.
ねえ、今のが鍛錬なの？なんかシロが一方的にやられてたようにしか見えなかったけど。
Yeah. Illya is so blunt about things most people would find awkward.
それは違う、イリア。今でこそやられっぱなしだけど、以前はもっとひどかったんだ。むしろ一度も気絶しなかったあたり、今日は上出来だったと言っていい。
そうなんだ。けどそれってシロの腕前なのかな。セイバー、シロが何度もバランス崩してたのにわざと見逃してたような気がするんだけど。
Illya's expression turns thoughtful. She's sharp. I found it odd too, actually. Either Saber was holding back out of concern for me, or she just isn't in top form. Whatever the case, Saber didn't go all out. Well, she may not always fight seriously while we are training, but she's always been merciless about exploiting openings before. Today she lacks drive, though. Normally she just rushes in and attacks hard enough to knock me out. But there was none of that today.
イリアもそう思うのか。やっぱりセイバーに見逃されてたのかな、俺。
不思議とそんな感じはしなかったよ。セイバー、ちゃんとシロに追い打ちしようって竹刀を構え直すんだけど、とっさにやめて下がっちゃうのよ。あれ、何だったのかな。見逃してるっていうより、怖がってるっていうか、遠慮してるっていうか。
Maybe with whatever actually changed within Saber, she's not willing to actually hurt Shirou anymore, even under training purposes.
セイバーが遠慮なんかするもんか。そんな情けがあったら、俺は初日であそこまで痛めつけられなかったぞ。
Yeah, Saber isn't the sort to hold back in training. That's why I was able to focus so completely on her weapon.
一体どうしたんだよ、セイバー。こんなんじゃ鍛錬にならない。まさかとは思うけど、手を抜いてたんじゃないだろうな。
いえ、手を抜いていたなどということはありません。私は普段通り、シロより一段階上の剣士を想定して相手をしていたのですが。
Something's not right. Saber has to see it too.
まあ、そりゃセイバーが手を抜くなんて思えないし、真剣にやってくれてたのも分かってる。けど、今のは消極的すぎなかったか？もっとこうガツンと正面から打ち合ってくれないとためにならないってば。
正面からですか？ですがそうなるとマスターに近づきすぎです。それでは展開によっては体がぶつかってしまうというか。
What is going on, Saber?
そりゃ打ち合ってるんだから肩ぐらいぶつかるだろう。そもそもセイバー、 密着戦になったら甘いとばかりに体当たりしてきて、よく俺を吹っ飛ばしてたじゃないか。
私そんなことをしていたのでしょうか。
Man, something happened whenever they did the that ritual over in the ruin.
していたのかって。まあ割と頻繁に。ほら、初めて市内を合わせた時も
I think.
派手に壁まで叩きつけてくれただろ。女の子なのに力持ちだなって言ったら、剣士としてこの程度は当然だってセイバーは言ったじゃないか。
I just gotta love Illya's silent commentary over here. Saber stands there, dumbfounded. What is going on? Saber is acting really weird today. I'd hate to learn she isn't feeling well. I should talk to Tosaka later. This is ridiculous. It's so great. Well, we get back to our training, but it's still different than before. But after just a few strikes, Saber sets down her shinai. Is this a new kind of training? She might strike me straight in the head the moment I drop my guard and get close. I breathe hard, watching Saber cautiously. Saber narrows her eyes, showing that she is serious now, and steps forward.
シロ、昼食にしましょう。
Ah. That's not like her.
は？
I lower my shinai.
昼食にするって、もうそんな時間か？
According to the clock, it's a bit before noon. It's lunchtime for sure, but this is the first time Saber has been the one to step up and suggest it. Neither Saber nor I paid much attention to the time when we trained before. We would take a break and then notice that we were hungry. Then we would check the clock and see that it was about lunchtime. Yeah, it's a good idea. I could go along with it easily enough. Shit, what the fuck are these choices? Let's have lunch. Why is she on the dot today? So we can question it. No can do. We'll be fasting today. You know what? I'm gonna hate myself for it, as I tend to. I'm gonna save this for, future Michael. He can deal with that shit. Where are we at on the flow chart here? Yeah, we're really at an impasse here, aren't we? We're at a struggle. But I don't think things would be all that different if we suggested that Illya would go to the church. I was thinking that even before. It didn't seem like there was like a strong argument. Well, I mean, there were some good arguments, like actually like worthwhile ones from both Reen and Saber. But it didn't seem like they were so like they were going to prevent it no matter what or whatever. So I feel like something similar would have happened. Obviously, it would be, ridiculously tweaked in a way that would allow her to stay. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe she just wouldn't be here. I don't know. But I wonder. Let's see. This is the big fight. So I think this really was just like, which one do we want to give brownie points to? Wait, where'd we get brownie points here? There's a heart here, but like, who do we get brownie points with? And then I feel like as we continue going along over here, this is where we'd probably get some bad endings. Probably. I mean, this is definitely a bad ending here. That is for certain. All right, let's get out of this. This was a good recording session. Nice, chill, nice to relax after the craziness that has been the last few episodes. Getting kidnapped, and right before that, having to face off against Ryder and Shinji. And then we faced off against Berserker and Illya. And now here we are. We're back home, and we're ready for the next adventure. Ready to see what crazy bullshit is going to happen next. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.